How you doing, Sue Davis? I'm Officer Detective Hall. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions about the death of Jane. How long have you known Jane and Bob Smith?
Roughly 5.5, 6 years.
Have you ever witnessed a physical altercation between the couple?
Um, no, not really physical altercation. I mean, arguments, disagreements, normal husband and wife things that most couples go through, but nothing where he's ever assaulted her, put his hands on her.
Does Bob have any aggressive behavior that you are aware of?
I would say he's slightly aggressive. He does have a very short temper, um, very impatient, very argumentative. So I mean, I guess a little aggressive, but I haven't seen him get like into any fights or things, anything beyond an argument or disagreement.
Okay. Who would want to kill Jane?
I couldn't think of anyone who would want to kill Jane, but my husband and I saw Bob standing over Jane with a bloody knife.
How do you know he really killed her?
Because we seen them when they walked into the home. No one else was in the home. We heard voices, we heard screams. We ran to the front window; it was open, and we seen him standing over her body with a bloody knife, and she was dead on the floor.
Are you sure that's what you saw?
Yes,
Are you sure it was a knife that was in his hand?
yeah.
Could
It was
you?
a big steak knife, huge butcher knife.
Okay, you sure it wasn't a handgun or anything?
It was a knife.
Okay, it was a knife. If you could describe this knife, did it have a black
I
handle?
couldn't see the handle.
No.
The handle was in his hand, but the blade was silver. It was pointy and it was huge, and it
Okay.
had blood on it.
Okay. Has Jane ever had any fears that she told you about,
Yes,
or that you already know about?
yes.
What? Describe that.
I mean, she met a guy at work, one of her clients. They went on a few dates, but nothing serious where she slept with anyone. But yeah, she did tell me that they went on a few dates. There were a few text messages or phone calls, and but when he started to take things serious, they decided, you know, to back away because she wasn't leaving her marriage, and apparently he wasn't leaving his.
Do you know this guy's name?
Joe
Joe. You know his last name?
Thompson.
Now, could it have been Joe that you had seen and
No,
not
I saw
Bob?
Bob. This was 3 or 4 years ago when this happened. Joe doesn't even live in the state anymore.
Okay. Do you think Bob found out about Joe or anything worse? Did you tell Bob about Joe?
Bob, she told Bob about Joe years ago when it happened.
Hmm.
Years ago when it happened, and to kind of find out he had affairs of his own. I know that they went to counseling, they sat down, they tried to hash it out and work it out, and that's around the time they began having a lot of disagreements and arguments and things of that particular nature. I just don't think their marriage ever really repaired from both of them being unfaithful.
Okay. Now, are you absolutely sure it's Bob you've seen and not Joe?
Yes, it was Bob.
It's Bob. Okay. Where were you when Jane was killed?
In the window. My husband and I, we were on the porch. They had just walked in the door. Like I said, we were standing outside, and we heard the screams and the loud noise, and we ran to her front window because they usually keep the window blinds and shades and things drawn back, and we can see directly through the window. She landed on the floor, and a pool of blood, and Bob standing directly over her with his knife.
Did you see Bob leave the house?
Yes, he kind of sort of glanced up, not for sure if he's seen us or not, but he ran through the side door as I was going to call the police. Um, Ran through the side door. He did have blood and things on his clothes and his hands. I'm not for sure where the knife was, if he still had it, if he dropped it. He jumped in his truck and he like pulled off extremely fast.
What kind of truck was it?
They had a white Escalade, like a 2010.
Are you sure? Because the vehicle that's registered in Bob's name is a silver 2001 Suburban.
Yeah, but the car was in Jane's name. They had 3 vehicles. They had the 2 trucks, and then they had another car that she would drive most of the time. But I think that was like their family car when they would go on vacations and things like that.
Okay, so when you seen Bob leave the house, did you try to speak to him?
I was in shock. I didn't know what to do. He pulled out so fast. I didn't say anything. I was still trying to go to the phone to call the police. But it all happened literally in the blink of an eye.
When you seen Bob, did he have any weapons on him? Did he have any blood on him?
Yes, he had blood on his clothes and on his hands.
Okay, and are you sure that it was Bob Smith?
Yes, I'm sure. It was Bob. I know Bob. I see Bob every day. It was Bob.
Okay, calm down. Okay, I'm sorry for your loss, and we're gonna follow up on this, and hopefully we can get some more questions and solve this murder.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.